Hello guys. This time I built something unusual for me, but this truck is fun, and in this video you are going to see how I paint the exhaust, weather wheels, fix thick decals, and clean the windshield. The box includes a standard set of plastic parts, decals, and instructions. Plus, we also have a rubber fuel hose. The plan is to build this model out of the box and add it to the diorama in the future. After removing from the sprue, all parts are cleaned and prepared for assembly. Starting from the frame and chassis. It may look complicated, but everything fits perfectly. Moving on to the body, I do not glue the parts with the hood and roof yet. This way, it will be easier to complete the interior. For now, I just checked the fit, and these two sections can be joined anytime with no issues. For the fuel tank assembly, I need to add a few elements inside. Starting from the fuel hose that is provided together with the copper wire you see me putting in now. Black CA glue at the end will keep these two in place. Same glue I used to mount the hose, and later I wrap it around the reel. I make two of these and put both inside the tank section. Building up the tank is simple and fast. Now, I use black primer for the chassis and wheels. Tamiya rubber black for tires. The plastic circle template comes in handy and speeds up the process of painting wheels. I can start with the main paint job. The whole model gets a coat of olive drab color. Next, I add a few drops of thinner and 1 drop of black to the base color to paint shades. Base color mixed with 1 drop of light gray goes on to add highlights. Now I cover the whole model with clear varnish. The next day, when the clear coat is dry, I use 7,000 grit sandpaper to prepare the surface for decals. Some places, like the roof, where the thick decal has to bend a bit, may be difficult. But with the help of microsole, the decal melts and sticks nicely to the surface. Still, you can see the carrier film that is a bit thick. I will try to sand it down, and for that I spray another coat of gloss varnish. Allowing time for the varnish to dry, I focus on smaller elements like the exhaust. Drilling the end will add realism, and it is easy to do with the micro drill bits. To paint this part, I'm going to use pale burnt metal and burnt metal from AK. These paints gave me a hard time in the past until I've learned their secret. It is crucial to shake them well so the mix is equal and you no longer see the sediment at the bottom of the jar. This way, the paint can be used with no issues. I start with the pale burnt metal color and cover the whole element with it. Next, I add patches of burnt metal. This is followed by adding rust with pencils from AK. Medium rust first. After application, I blend it with a wet brush. On top of that, I add light rust, and here is the result. Small elements inside the cabin I paint with a fine brush, and I add some weathering with oils, because later the access will be difficult. The seat is painted in brown-red color and adjusted with oil paints. Black wash to highlight some elements under the truck. Ammo MIG oil brusher dust and dark mud colors I mix with white spirit to make a wash for wheels. After it is dry, I add some more dark mud for a more diverse look, and I put them in place. Okay, let's get back to decals. As the first step, I used a 3000 grit sanding sponge, followed by 7000 grit sandpaper. This helps a lot, and I think the difference is visible. Complete the cab and spray matte varnish on the model. After the matte coat, the decals look good. Time to make some dirt. I use Ammo MIG dry pigment mixed with pigment fixer. Apply it generously on the model and cover it with dry pigment again. The result after it dries is a bit too dramatic, but it can be easily manipulated to the desired level. Next, I add a brown wash to highlight some details, but also to tone down decals. On the matte surface, the wash stick well, and after removing some with the cotton bud, more detailed cleaning I make with the brush dumped in white spirit. Later, I added highlights with base color mixed with light gray. Continue working with the brush. I paint lights with Tamiya X7 flat red and X27 clear red after. I had to show you this little shovel, as I love the way it brings colors to this model. Some random usage, and chip marks I add with Vallejo brown color, followed by dry brush and steel color. Now, with a highly diluted buff color, I try to add some dust effect on the lower sections of the truck. The same mix I use also to spray dust on clear elements and windshield. The The doors fit so well that I do not even add glue. This leaves the option to open them once I decide how I present the truck on the diorama. Lights on board, front grille, and this section is ready to be connected with the chassis. I put the tank and spare wheel, and it already looks complete. Except for the fact that I forgot about the mirrors. This way, my friends, the build is finished. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumb up and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.